Alright. So, while we're trying to get some difficulties, next I just want to say that let's battle. Alright. My voice is fucking magic!
No one touched this.
Alright, next one.
I was waiting for you to walk away.
Alright everyone, seriously, welcome to Waifu, a Harem genre panel. I'll be your host, Xander. Now, before I get started, one question. Is there no one in this entire fucking building that can draw me a goddamn decent map?
I get it.
I'm a decent Alright, so, for anyone that does not know, I kind of do shit on YouTube. Anyone that doesn't know me, you'll just see me. I'll be kind of, the quiet guy, dresses whatever. And then you actually get to meet me, and you get to know me. And I do stupid shit like this. One of my finest moments. Despite the angry reviews and the bitching and shit, I am a sucker for a good harem series. Any romantic comedy, but namely the harem genre. It's the best mixture of romance and comedy that I can possibly get. So, question. What exactly makes a good harem anime? This is just my criteria, okay? You guys may have different qualifications. This is all I have though. One, you have to have at least 3 girls competing for the main guy, or in a gender swap version, 3 guys competing for the main girl. I don't count love triangles, I just don't. 2, romance has to be a heavy focal point. It's nice if you have, a love triangle or some shit going on, but then if it's like, yeah, so these characters all kind of are in love with each other, but we have this huge fucking mech fight going on over here. Doesn't really work. And 3, the romance has to take itself seriously. That kind of ties in with number 2 as well. This is why I can never count something like School Rumble as a legitimate genre panel. Besides, that's just a clusterfuck of who wants to bang who anyways. And it's glorious for that. Alright, so moving on, I want to cover some of the basic archetypes that we find in these things. We have the main lead. They're kind-hearted, they're nice, they are incredibly fucking stupid. How many of these assholes have no damn idea that they have at least 3, maybe 4 girls that will rape them in their sleep? Next we have the tomboy characters. Tomboys, action girls, the violent chick, whatever the hell you want to call them. Next, well, my personal favorite is the shy girls.
Yeah, there we go.
They're pretty much a staple in almost any harem genre. There's usually some variation in them. If they're not shy, they get embarrassed easily. We have the Lolitas. Ugh, God.
I feel like I'm kind of
Alright. Now, I realize it is incredibly redundant to say that this is jailbait when I'm talking about harem genres, in which case most of these take place in high school, even junior high. And most of the girls are like 16 or 17. But that can kind of be excused. There's no fucking excuse for this. If this does anything for you, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Purge the heretics.
That is probably my least favorite type, followed by this, the Sunodaris. I probably said that.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Fair enough. Some people like it, some people don't. Also, however the hell you pronounce, who can say this?
Ria Kukumiya.
Totally fucking typecasted. She used to track in that for the rest of her life. You guys pretty much know how this works. The 1 minute they love you, next minute they hate you. 1 minute they are baking you a fucking cake for the first time and doing a horrible job of it. The next minute they're force feeding it to you. What else have I got here? The girly girls. Traditional girls, any variation of this. I really know how much they are, then you usually have one of these and everyone as well. Now there's obviously a lot more types. These are just some quick ones I wanted to rattle off. So let's get into some specific examples of genres. Starting oh wait, I'm stupid. Childhood friend. That's an understatement. Childhood friend oftentimes borderlines with Sunodari as well, because they are in heavy conflict with their own emotions.
That does not happen.
I'm sorry, what?
That does not happen in real life. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I know it doesn't fucking happen in real life. Alright, now moving on to the examples. Starting with Tenchi.
Boo.
Hey, that's unanimous. Shut up.
I want a show of hands. How many people? Tenchi was your first harem genre. Fucking thought so.
Have you ever seen it?
Tenchi gets mentioned by me for two reasons. One, because
Space.
Big his eyes are. Jesus, they're bigger than his ears.
I love when I have a good audience. Alright. This gets mentioned for two reasons. One, because it is a good story in its own right. It manages to stay pretty constantly heavily focused on the whole romance aspect, while still managing to mix in, you know, the sci-fi elements, the action elements, their own little pseudoscience shit that they want to make up with trees and gyms, and it gets fucking complicated. The next reason I mention this is because well, she is definitely worth mentioning. Because, like most of you, you probably saw this on Toonami. This was your introduction to the genre. I didn't know something like this even existed at the time. I had never heard of a plot point where it's like, so there's this dude, and shit keeps happening to him. But most of all, he's got like 5, 6 year olds somewhere in there that just want to fuck his brains out. It's like, okay. So, how about we start actually talking about some of the characters in it? Starting, of course, with Tenchi. That's not it. I forgot a slide. So, little known fact, Tenchi has a sex change. Alright, starting off with Tenchi. Textbook definition of the fucking male protagonist of the genre. Kind-hearted, black, brown hair, brown eyes, generic as hell, and fucking clueless. And of course, when he needs to, he can pull superpowers out of his ass.
Come on, I'm clueless with this guy.
Now, moving on to the girls, starting off, of course, with Ryoko.
Oh, yes. That was my first anime crush. I'll admit it. Yeah.
I'm
with you, bro.
Yeah. Correct.
Ryoko, of course, is our action girl. She's also the resident drunk. We have Ayaka, who will be fitting the role of girl and traditional girl, princess. Also, of TV tropes, has a nice one for her. Bitch in sheep's clothing. I approve. We have Sasami, the adorable little sister. Also the only one in the entire cast that can fucking cook. Mihoshi. Oh god. I'm not sure how to describe her other than she varies. Yeah. Mihoshi varies because she either goes from being she's kind of a klutzy genius in Tenchi Muyo. She somehow keeps managing to make things work for her. She has stupid ass luck. And then Universe got made and she just became an idiot. And then Tenchi in Tokyo got made and we don't talk about Tenchi in Tokyo. Next up we have Washu, mad scientist. You occasionally get this one as well. She also qualifies as a hot mom where she drops her disguise.
That works for me.
And one last one to mention is actually Kione, who didn't show up until Universe. Kione's an interesting one because she's not really actually pursuing Tenchi, like ever. How often does she actually try and go after Tenchi? She's usually too busy babysitting her idiot partner. So that's just a quick run through Tenchi. Moving on, we have Bravo and Half. I mentioned this one because it's one of the oldest examples of the genre that I know of. There's the creator of this made one other series that I never fucking watched. So we just jumped to Rama. Starting, of course, with Rama, him, and herself. Turns into a girl when splashed by cold water. Now, if Tenchi is pretty much the textbook definition of being kind-hearted and all that, Rama is an asshole! Fuck that son of a bitch!
Which one?
How you get girls up?
I mean, at least in real life.
Seriously, he does the right thing, but only after he has to be pried and pushed into it or he really fucks something up. Say what? Oh yeah, it is. I'm not saying it's not, trust me. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't put it up here. get into... Now, another interesting thing about Rama is that the harems work both ways. You have several girls that are surrounding Rama, and you get a few of the guys that have a couple girls competing for them, as well as just rivalries. So I'm going to be covering the main male protagonist first. Going on to, obviously, the best fucking character in this entire series.
Who?
Fuck all of you!
That depends.
Yoga sucks, bro.
Seriously, Ryoga, the eternal lost boy, turns into a pig when splashed with cold water. A little bit more honest with his feelings and can be nicer than Rama. He's probably the most sane of the rivals. Which cannot be said for Takuya Kuno. The Blue Thunder of freaking High. Kuno is kind of an active harem seeker because he can't make up his mind between the mysterious pigtail girl and Akai Tendo. However, he does not qualify as the pervert of the series. We have someone else for that role. But we're not talking about him. Moving on to this guy. Arguably the dumbest of the rivals, definitely the blindest. We have Moose. What?
That's a guy?
Yes, the career Miyasha also did this. She also did another one. Do you know the name of it? Anyone know the name of the series that came before this?
It's like Muroka. I can't remember.
Right. So anyways, Moose, blind as a bat. This guy is probably the most unreasonable out of the ones Rama runs into. And turns into a duck when splashed with cold water.
If it's a guy, why doesn't it have boobs?
Say what?
If it's a guy, why doesn't it have boobs?
I'm sorry, one more time?
If it's a guy, why doesn't he have boobs?
That's just a really shitty picture.
I think he's like wearing a kimono kind of thing.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on to the girls, we have Akai Tendo, textbook definition of Tsunodari. The only thing she's missing to make her perfect.
Oops.
Yeah, the fact is she's actually not flat chested. Most of them are flat as a board. They start off with those jokes, but she's not that bad looking compared to some of the others. What's familiar with Zero? And I picked, this is probably the most perfect picture I could have picked for Akai Tendo too, to just show off her nature. That is, she says, what the fuck? The fuck is this shit? Moving on, we have Kodachi. Alright, Kodachi, she's not a textbook definition of it, but I would count her as yardari. Now, Tsunodaris can't be honest with their emotions. Yardaris know that they love their man. Oh, and you better believe, it's their fucking man. And they will do whatever it takes to have their man, including kidnapping him and murdering the rivals. Next we have Shampoo, my personal favorite out of this series. Shampoo is more of a schemer character, as well as a fighter. She's probably the one out of the girls that fights the most. And then we have Yukio, who classifies as childhood friend and resident chef. Moving on to Love Hina. How many remember this one? How many of you were good boys and girls and read the manga and ignored the anime? More of you need to read the manga.
I've read the manga. What is it?
Love Hina.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Please pick something I've watched.
I never read the manga.
I haven't got around to it.
We're gonna have a Q&A, so you can tell me something you watched, alright? This one gets mentioned because even though Rama is a complete and total asshole, he still gets all the bitches. Kintaro was not that lucky when he started off. They all developed feelings for him, but when he first shows up, every last one of them, aside from Shinobu over there, tried to kill him.
Actually, she comes close.
She does?
Yes.
And
Accidentally.
so I like this series because it's a little bit more deep. It focuses on actually developing a romance instead of just starting off with the guy having a handicap in his favor. And this is our helpless loser of a lead. Kintaro is a type of male I haven't mentioned yet, and that is the accidental pervert. This guy, it takes fucking skill for what this guy does. It takes skill. to be reading and walking, trip and grab someone's skirt and yank it down. That is a fucking talent.
This man deserves a medal.
Moving on to the girl. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. The girls. We have. Fuck, what is her name?
Oh, I love. Fuck, what's her name?
Ha! Neru. Neru. Shit. I can't really define her other than the main love interest. She doesn't really fit into one specific category or anything. And really, I don't have enough time to do her justice on describing her. And then we have pretty much her polar opposite, Mitsumi. Neru is violent towards Kintaro, hates him with a passion, and takes a long time to warm up to him. Mitsumi's cool with him right off the bat. She's also a clumsy idiot. She is basically the female version of Kintaro. She's also anemic, which is why she's usually eating watermelons. Next we have Shinobu, token little girl. And, alright, everyone in the series is pretty much capable of defending themselves and beating the shit out of Kintaro. Except for her. So, what's her greatest weapon? She cries. Because when you upset her, this enrages the pack of females living in the apartment complex to collectively assemble and murder Kintaro on the spot. And this one is probably the most lethal of the girls. Modoko, the samurai girl. She has some of the most interesting character development. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. By the end of the series, she's writing trashy novels.
I'm cool with that.
Explain to me, how do we go from samurai girl to trashy novels? Anyone?
Porn?
Bad writers.
It's a Japanese thing. You won't understand.
And next we have Sue. She's the other little girl, but more so the mad scientist. And does she ever show it? There's a pet turtle in this series. She's at war with the fucking turtle. Swears to God, one day she's going to chop it up and eat it. She probably will, too. And some of the shit she makes. And the last of the girls is, Mitsune, although everyone just calls her Kitsune. She is a hardcore schemer. That's also about how I look when I'm watching shit on YouTube at like 3 in the morning. The fuck am I watching? Why haven't I turned this off yet?
Got to bed.
She is one of my favorites because she is a schemer, but she doesn't get as much of a role as the other girls do. And moving on to my last example that I'll be covering, Shuffle. Finally, we can relate.
He actually picks a girl.
Yes, that is one of the things I want to talk about while I mention this.
That's why it's the best.
Because Shuffle actually manages to break ground in a few ways. At least in the anime, he picks a girl. Of course, if you don't like who he chooses, there's a visual novel you can play. Also, there's also a manga that's been produced. He picks someone else in the manga. So there's really no set canon ending. It's basically your preference of what you want to believe. Aside from that, it actually gets really a lot more serious. I don't want to say dark, but a lot more serious around episode 11, I think. And it just kind of keeps going that way. Now, it's got some flaws with it, but overall I like it. And I got fucking obsessed with this. I'm still actively on Tumblr doing a playthrough of Shuffle, going over every girl's path. That's going to take me forever to finish. And this is what actually inspired me to do this panel. So, let's cover our characters, shall we? First off, we have this guy, Ren. If you thought Tenchi was fucking generic, look at that!
You got a point.
The only thing Tenchi did not have was the longer hair. They gave him short hair and said, we'll call that identifying as a character.
Also,
They didn't fucking try with him. I'm sorry, what?
Small eyes.
also smaller eyes.
So that's Ren. And again, textbook definition. Looks as generic as possible, kind-hearted. I'll give him credit. Ren is just a normal human in the series. For anyone not familiar, Shuffle actually blends the worlds of humans, gods, and devils. Gods and devils are just races. So take your religious beliefs and just throw them out the fucking window. Because that's what everyone in this series had to do. Anyway, so Ren, 100% normal human. And because he is so moral, some of the shit he does makes me respect him a little bit more. Moving on to the girls. We start with my second favorite of them, which is... shit. No, that's not her name.
That's not her name.
Narane.
I love that name.
You would. Narane is more or less the elegant girl, kind of the girly girl. They all have shades of it, but she's the most like refined of them. She also has a wonderful singing voice that's called the Angel Spell. And you do not fucking piss her off. Namely, no. It's almost impossible to piss her off, unless of course you insult Ren. Then she tries to nuke you and blows up half the gym in the process. But it's totally cool, it's no big deal, because they'll just, fucking rebuild it. You have to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I trust you. Camera. Because I know you're her friend.
The guy with the biggest fanny pack is so awesome.
This is not a fanny pack. Thank you very much. Bastard.
Alright, back on track. We have Sia. Oh, sorry, I should have probably mentioned. Narane is the princess of the devils. Sia is princess of the gods. Their fathers are fucking retarded. Her father in particular. Now, devils and gods, they all have superpowers they can use. Most of them specialize in one thing or another. I swear to God, her specialty is access to hammer space. Because anytime her dad's an idiot, she always has a fucking chair to beat him with. Yeah, it is. She gets a variety of them too. It's not always the same thing. Sometimes it's a school desk, sometimes it's a folding chair. And then we have this bitch.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Show of hands, who cannot stand Kaede? Good, it's not just me. I'm going to remember that show of hands in a minute here. Kaede is the childhood friend. She's also a fucking doormat.
She also a psycho bitch.
Huh?
She's also a psycho bitch.
Only in the anime.
Oh.
Oh, really? They let you too much.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just move on. Primula, token little girl. To be fair, no one knows how old she is, and she does enter into high school one class below Ren. But she still looks like she big time, yeah. She's still the token lolly. And we have Asa Shigure. Show of hands, who likes Asa the most? No one. Okay, that's right.
You said who lives?
Yes, who likes her the most? Okay, normally between the fandoms, people that really like Asa really hate Kaede and vice versa. Take a look, guess who my favorite one is. Out of everyone I've fucking shown that just had a single image, take a wild guess who my favorite is.
It's okay, you're not alone.
The previous one. I like that other friend, the big blonde titty one. She's my favorite.
Asa is a glorious, glorious tease. She's always energetic, always causing trouble for Ren. Now here's the thing, a lot of other teases, when they do it to the main character, it's to seduce them. It's to try and get inside their pants, or it's to piss off someone else. She does it because it's fun to mess with Ren. Give you an example. In about episode 2 of Shuffle, we have Ren hiding for his dear sweet life from the fan clubs that want to murder him because he's that fucking lucky.
Oh yeah, the night of the Kissicate.
Alright, picture a table like this. A little bit bigger than you can eat at with a nice drop cloth over it, alright? Ren is hiding underneath the table. Guess who's sitting at the table? Guess who's making himself too obvious that he's hiding underneath the table? Ren. So when one of the fan club members comes up to the table, what does Asa do? Shoves his face into her crotch.
That's bold initiative.
Now,
That is when I started to hate real life.
to be fair, this was probably done to actually legitimately hide Ren because he was being incredibly obvious that he was hiding underneath the table. So that, however, afterwards, they go through a little discussion, they have a talk about how Ren should open up to the other girls, and just as a side note, she adds on, by the way, did you see anything while you were underneath my skirt?
I always been like, why'd you stop?
Ren denies it, of course, up and down, turns Ren in the face, he's a terrible liar. And she says, really, oh, that's a shame. Glorious tease! And that's all I have for slides, that's all I have for this messy piece of paper. It's Q&A time, guys. So, this is where we talk about pretty much anything that we want to. Your favorite series, your favorite girls, if you could have your own harem, who would it be? If you have any questions you want me to answer, go ahead. We'll start with you in blue.
Alright, so I got into this argument with this guy on a message board one time. And I want to see what you guys' opinions on it. This guy was saying that School Days is a harem. And it is. Wait, hold on, wait for it.
So it begins.
And he said it was better than Planet.
School Days is technically a harem series. It's actually a deconstruction of the harem series, which is why it ends so badly. You in the very back.
Is mayonnaise in it?
You have a serious one now.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Opinion on Sword Art Online.
Which one?
Sword Art Online.
Oh, shit.
It's a harem anime, trust me. Anybody who argues against me,
I know a little bit about Sword Art Online. I never got around to it. Hey! You, sit down. I know him. I can talk to him like that. I've threatened to kill him several times. That's why he listens. Alright. I haven't actually seen Sword Art Online, but I know a little bit about it. I've been putting it off. But I know that the series is over, so I'll check it out soon.
Just know that the sandwich wins in the end. Choose a sandwich over every girl. Yeah. The sandwich good.
Next question, anyone?
Sekiro.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's one. I started on that one, didn't get very far
I
into
call
it.
that human Pokemon.
It kind of is, yeah. And with lots and lots of fan service.
I feel like I might be the only one here who left that ass this one anyway.
Alright.
Anyone here fans of Katawa Shoujo? Anyone here?
I played it. I'm not too much of a fan of it.
I'm just asking.
It wasn't bad.
Essentially, it translates to triple kills.
Yes, that one.
I'm a fan.
Oh god, that one.
Are you in
I will say this. I find it impressive that 4chan was able to come together as a collective mind and make a game. That's not completely horrible or just trollish.
They're also making a Pokemon MMO.
Oh, yeah.
Is that going to be legit or is that going to be... We're
They
fucking
actually
trolling
have the
now.
webpage up at
Yeah,
this point.
that's pretty fucking legit.
Okay.
What's it called?
You in the very back.
Pokemon MMO.
So this is a
Fair
zombie.
enough.
What do
You can't, you gotta speak up.
So this is a zombie. Well, just
I don't really consider that a harem anime, but that's fucking hilarious.
Dude, it is.
I mean, it's a little bit, but he's kind of already made his choice by the beginning of the series.
Like, all right, who's Senna's like clan member, the other girl that just like adores his fucking ass, like literally his ass. What's her name? The other vampire girl that
I know
like,
you're
loves his ass. Right,
It's
how
true.
a butt loves him. So no shit like that. I'm like,
She wasn't a very important character. I ain't even gonna lie. All that matters is Harla, because she has striped panties. Exactly.
Alright, next question.
Yeah, haven't been keeping up with the anime and haven't got a fucking clue about most of the harem genre. What's a good one to like start on?
Shuffle.
Shuffle gets pretty serious towards the end, but if you want a series where the guy actually picks someone, that's nice. One, there are a few things that bug me about Shuffle. One, every girl goes through their retard phase. And I blame that on the fact that they did not make Rin as a strong enough character. They basically made Rin solve every girl's crisis, but every girl goes through like a really stupid crisis. Like, Usa's whole thing is, spoilers, cover your ears if you don't want to hear this. But Usa is half devil, half human. Because of this, nonetheless, her mother was an experiment done by the devils. So she inherited all of her mother's magical energy, but as a totally human body. And it's killing her. She can use magic, she refuses to, because she thinks that will make her mom sad. Question, what's going to make your mom more sad? Using magic or dying? So, of course, the whole thing is Rin basically says, okay, well, I'm going to kill myself. Heal me if you don't want me to die.
I guess the other love that, but it could be.
Could be what?
Well, that's a good one.
Which one? Speak up.
Plan as a starting point.
C-L-A-N-E-D?
C-L-A-N-N-A-D.
Plan.
Not sure if I've seen that one.
It's classic.
It'll make you cry.
How I heard.
It's done by Clamp, isn't it?
Well, I'm still going to cry.
It's a key. Same
Done by
people.
Clamp?
Same people that did Canon.
It's a BN.
Alright. But yeah, Shovel's a good one because if you want a guide to actually pick someone, there's that. If you want something that's just kind of fun and silly, there's Tenchi, there's Rama. If you want something that just goes all over the place, plus that's a classic. Love Hina if you want something that takes time to build up. Although that's more so for the manga. Yes, you again.
I can't remember the title of the anime, but it turned out to be very dark. The main character, the guy, actually ends up getting stabbed to death by his...
And that is why I will never watch School Days. I like a happy ending, alright?
Spoilers?
Well, here's a better spoiler, because the School Days anime took every possible bad ending that exists in the visual novel and combined it into one. The actual end is not that bad. In fact, it's really nice. But the anime decided, we're gonna be a bunch of dicks. Here you go, guys!
Is it made by Gainax?
Alright, yes, you're right there.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't remember if there were only two girls or there were more. Kanokon, I think is the name of it. Kanokon? Yeah, Fox and the Wolf Girl. Are there more than those two? It's been a while since I've seen it.
The Fox and the Wolf Girl competing for the guy?
Yeah. I think there was
Oh shit, I saw part of that one, but just never really got into it.
Yeah, I can stand that.
Hey, what? Yeah, that's why I never got into it.
His voice was annoying. His voice was annoying. Couldn't
They're
stand
coming
it.
out with a season fucking 2 already.
You in the very back. Can I hear you? Okay, so just for the reaction, should I be afraid? Because I've heard of it, I had it briefly described to me.
look up a video called Don't Watch Boku.
That's about all I need to know right there.
Wasn't there an anime called Negamon or something?
Negima is done by the same person that did Love Hina. Again, I highly recommend going with the manga over the anime. Negima, I don't really consider a hero series because while yes, there are a lot of girls that like to teach her, there's a lot of focus on Negi's own development and the crisis he goes through and the problems he has to solve, especially when the Ocean Magic World. Like I said in my opening statement, it's nice if you have the harem genre and shit, but if you have something bigger going on, I don't really consider it a harem anime, but it's still a good series. A little bit louder.
I like this song.
I said, how about Haganai? Haganai is the short name for it. The monster is really difficult.
What's it about? Maybe I've seen it.
It's about a high school club where clubmates come together because they find they have difficulty making friends. So they form a club all about
I think I've heard of that one. I haven't actually seen it yet.
Yeah, giant butterfly near you. Is the blonde with the giant butterfly haircut.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. I've seen, pictures of characters I hadn't actually gotten around to.
No, that totally.
Anyone? Again? All right.
Rosario plus vampire.
All right.
Here we go.
Do we want to talk about the manga or do we want to talk about the anime? Because they both just kind of go like that.
Can we talk about the manga?
The manga,
All I hear is Mocha and Skune, like just repeated for 5 fucking minutes every day.
yeah, that first one's up the anime.
What the fuck do you want?
The manga actually gets a lot more deeper and actually deals with, fuck, what the hell is his name?
Skune! As he repeated.
I try to block it out now. It deals with the fact that he's actually been bitten and now he turns into a vampire and shit and starts going into him becoming a ghoul and all that.
First off, that last episode was bullshit just because he had to have his ass protected for him for that entire fucking show. But then on the last episode, he want to try to get badass.
This is why I said, again, do we want to talk about the anime or do we want to talk about the manga?
I'm talking about the anime, so now I gotta read the
The
manga.
anime, and then we get the second season to the anime, which
Oh, what the shit.
is stupid. It's like, it's just more of a fucking basically, it's like this. If you want just some silly shit that happens, watch the anime. If you want the story to actually get pretty deep, go with the manga.
Yeah, it is good. And like I said, these are right. She was like, let's have sex. I'm like, done. You win. You win.
I choose you.
Also, that one was the Irish girl, Missouri.
Yeah. Plus, I like stalker chicks. Don't know why.
Exactly. Like those. She was just cute as hell when she was doing
I
it.
like succubus.
Yeah.
Also, there's some action between Missouri and the succubus chick. Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah. A nice 2-page picture of just a giant lesbian kiss between them.
And I was like,
Right, it's still something.
both win.
And on that day, so much rule.
I was made before then. That page just basically said it's okay to keep doing this.
Yeah.
What's up?
Stay the course.
Done. All right.
All right. Questions. Discussion. Anything.
I don't know if you guys already touched on it, but I just throwing out my favorite harem anime of all
If
last.
you say school days, I'm going to.
No. Pokemon Tomodachi Gaskirai. Best harem ever. Pokemon Tomodachi Gaskirai. Or I don't have many friends. Or Hagana. Okay.
Yeah. Great. Okay, I definitely need to get that. How do people recommend that one now?
It's so good.
Now, this one, while it had not really quite harem aspects, if anyone wanted to analyze the Monogatari series, Bake Mono Nise Mono,
Those are weird.
I didn't like the presentation of that one.
Shit, which one is that again?
Yeah, it was a really intricate series where a lot of the characters expressed their interest in the male lead, but throughout the first season, it's all about, I think, 3 to 4 random heroines who have succumbed to some sort of ghost-esque phenomenon, in which case the main character takes it upon himself to help them out.
Via sex?
No, not via sex, but there is this one snake scene.
I know the one you're talking about now. Yes,
That was immortalized into
Oh god. Yes, that one. I remember it now. That was such a mind screw to watch at the time.
The word only God
But I
knows.
still kind of liked it. Also, here's one that I did like to mention. I just keep in mind. I just want to give me a second. What were we talking about?
Oh, I got it.
Sorno Tsushima. No, that's not.
Oh, yeah, Heaven's Lost
It
Property.
kind of. What was the other one?
Are you talking about Heaven's Lost Property?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the Japanese name. It's like Sword knows something.
Sorno
We'll see one episode of that. I like it.
There was another one I was thinking.
I swear though, I'm just like, that show.
Who's in?
The world only God knows.
Yes.
I don't consider that too much harem because kind of like forgets, like, they
Yeah,
forget
it's-
him, so I'm like,
It's embarrassing.
It's like a catch and release of like.
I basically love how self-aware and fourth wall breaking the entire series is. Everyone's just broken down into their character type. That's the sports chick. That's the quiet librarian. It's like this chick's just supposed to be a background character. Why the fuck do I gotta pursue her? That's the teacher. And it just explains all of these routes and how you do or don't want to go about getting to know these characters. I thought it was hilarious.
I love the mom.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Yes, you. Over there. You. Yes. You raise your hand up. Question. One more time. Oh yes, Two Love Brew. I did like Two Love Brew, and then unfortunately the artist's wife was a bitch and divorced him. So now we have Two Love Brew Darkness, which I haven't really even bothered to keep up with because I like.
It's not worth it. Season 3 is not worth it.
Okay, it's not worth it. Good to know.
He's up to like 17 girls though now, so.
I'm not surprised.
Case in point, it's not worth it.
Yeah, Two Love Brew for me ended when the actual series stopped. And it's just a shame, because it's a case of what could have been. And here's the sad part. Is his wife was pretty much a dead ringer for the girl that the main character actually liked. Not,
13. We will be closing the building in 10 minutes. All attendees will be asked to leave the building in 10 minutes. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
We're staying here.
Would you all be
Let's
sucking
have
my
two
dick
more
in 10
shows.
minutes?
slumber party, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Too much?
Yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, Two Love Brew Darkness. Yeah, it died for me whenever Two Love Brew ended. Next topic, yes.
Do you think now, just because I think there's some controversy amongst the main characters, do you think the crazy eccentric plot line that is Nautical-san counts as a harem?
I'm not familiar with that one. I'm sorry. Okay, for anyone that was not in my panel last year, I'm a fucking moron. There's a lot of shit I haven't seen.
Why have you noticed?
Don't worry. There's so much stuff that
Bakken test.
Bucket test.
I need to watch that one.
Oh, you asshole.
I've had that recommended to me like 3-4 times now. I've got a friend telling me that's every day on Facebook. She's gonna just spam that to me until I actually read it.
You gotta watch it. It's so funny.
R2.
His name. What's the dude that's a fucking ninja?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, who voices him in the English show?
All right, anyone else?
Huh?
I think it's Greg Harris.
I mean, what's the skill field?
I think so.
All right, well,
I can't
since we're
watch.
getting kicked the fuck out in like 10 minutes, it was wonderful having you guys all here. Thank you for staying through it and tolerating the technical difficulties that we are. Also, I have a shitty YouTube channel called Trunks2585. I do some reviews on there. I also do let's plays on there.
Hard as hell to do, so I'm just like.
just got dropped.
Yeah. Need a new projector. This projector just isn't working.
So, welcome to Technical Difficulties. I'll be your host, Xander.